much more tonight about the teenager who died following a rough arrest that was caught on camera. Local 10's Christian De La Rosa live now in Hallandale Beach with the details for us tonight. Christian.
Kelvin, I just spoke to his family just within the past hour, and they are sharing pictures of him. Go ahead and take a look here. They're identifying him as Christopher Walls, 16 years old, a member of the Hallandale Chargers football team. The teen died Sunday after an encounter with officers following a police chase. Authorities telling Local 10 News Miami-Dade and Hollywood police officers were chasing the teen who was suspected of carjacking someone and then fleeing with the victim's vehicle Sunday. The chase ended in a crash. One witness provided cell phone video to Local 10 News claiming it shows officers kicking and striking the teen after being pulled from the crashed vehicle. Christopher Walls died while in custody. And back out here live, I can tell you FDLE is investigating the teenager's death, also the role that police officers may have played in his death. At this point in time, his family is declining making any comments on this situation. As soon as we learn more, though, we will bring it to you. But for now, that is the very latest here in Hallandale Beach. I'm Christian De La Rosa, Local 10 News.
Certainly a lot of questions.
So I heard about this story. This happened like a few weeks ago here in Florida. And this is what I had spoken about with the Sha'Carri Richardson. When you have athletes, let's say athletes, and we just focus on, but everybody, a lot of people just focus on their talents and how good they are, and they are not focusing on these kids' character, their morals and values, and different things like that. Not saying the parents didn't, but some way, somehow, this young man was infiltrated. And trust me, there are many stories. Like the other day, the church that I go to, the pastor was saying, and she has a lot of stories like this, but it was a particular lady. She has a 13-year-old boy, and they contacted, it was like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. The police contacted her, and they was like, you need to come down to the station, we have your son. And then she was like, you don't have my son, you don't have my son because my son is sleeping. And then they was like, no, your son has been arrested because he's tried to steal a car. He's 13 years old. And then she going back and forth with the people, and then you come to find out she actually got up to go look in her son's room. He wasn't even there. Come to find out and then the fact that they caught him, that's not the first time. That doesn't mean that's the first time he's did that. He's done it before, but this time he just happened to get caught. And then she called the pastor 3 o'clock in the morning crying, oh, help her to pray, because they have arrested her son for stealing cars. That's what he was doing, stealing cars. So this is the thing. But going back to the football player, I talked about that with the Sha'Carri Richardson situation. It's like, yes, we need to invest in our children, invest in their, if they want to play a sport, whether it be football, basketball, soccer, and different things like that. But we must also invest in their character, their morals, and their values, because when you don't, this is one of many things that could happen. Sometimes the child get caught up with friends. Sometimes you teach the child morals and values, but then they get caught up with the wrong type of friends. And this is what happened to this young man. Let's see. This is what happened to this young man, and that's why you need to know what type of people your children are hanging around with, because you might spend the time tell them, you're not supposed to do this, and you reiterate and you teach them in the way they should go, but then they get caught up with the wrong person. And many times, and another thing we have to teach, what I noticed, a lot of football players, they don't have loyalty also. So if some place offer them a better a better chance. Sometimes them and the parents jump on it, but most of the times that's like an open door you open to, because I have seen parents that invested all they have into a child, everything they have, because they especially if the child is very good, they have hopes of them making it big, and then for them to help their parents out. But sometimes because of the not being loyal, you see the person pass up and they get hooked up with in a relationship, and then the relationship put a wedge between the parents and the son or the daughter and different things. I've seen this. So this thing doesn't happen anymore. This is a tragic thing that happened to this young man. And then even the way the paper, because the person recorded, it wasn't really a good recording, but the person saw what was happening. But even in the recording you couldn't see, but the person said that the police then was beating the young man. He was handcuffed and they were still beating him. But then this is the thing, they'll always say, oh, if he wasn't in that situation, that wouldn't have happened. Which is true. If he wasn't stealing, where would the police find him to beat him up? But it's still wrong. But you're not supposed to do it. If you handcuff the person, why are you doing that? So that's why they're going to investigate. But even though if they investigate, they happen to find, they wasn't supposed to do that, and then they probably do a settlement with the family, that does not bring back your child. That will never bring back a child. And even if the parents are able to have other kids, they're able to, have other children, but you will never have that child back. So we have to be on top of our children, whether you're a single mom, whether you're two-parent home, you need to be on top, and you have to be consistent. This is the thing people do. Oh, I don't discipline my child, I don't beat them and stuff like that. Why it's not beating. You're supposed to discipline your child. And most of the time, when you disciplining the child, most of the time people discipline the children when they're frustrated, when they're mad. You're wrong. You actually abusing the child. You're not disciplining. You abuse. You wait until you frustrate. You wait until you mad, and then of course that's not gonna work. Of course it's not gonna work, because that's what our parents used to do to us. They discipline us in frustration and think, no, when I'm ready, I'm gonna discipline you. When I'm calmed down, because when you discipline the child in frustration, even God is gonna be. That's not even before God. You're wrong. You're guilty. That's not right. And then sometimes if the person do discipline the child, they're not consistent. One day there's a discipline. Next time they do something, they don't do anything. They let them get away with certain stuff. So you have to be consistent, whether you're in a two-parent home or whether you're a single parent. Sometimes, yes, we have to take care. You have to go to work, and then you have to bring the food. You have to cook. You have to do everything. But we don't have time to we don't have time to check on our children. And then this is where the other thing comes from. You, from a two-parent home, you teaching your child morals and values and different things like that, but then they are hanging out with children from a single parent home or from a home, maybe they have two parents, and the parents let the child do whatever they want. I have a cousin. He teaches. He's like a football coach for little kids. And this is a very talented young little boy, but he doesn't listen. And then every time he encounters somebody, he's tell you, I do whatever I want. This is what he's 5 years old. He says, I do whatever I want. Because he does whatever he wants, for real. Because his mom, the only time she pays him attention is when she's drunk, and if she's beat, and she's, literally pounding this little boy, pounding him. What I'm talking about. Pounding, and he's 5. So a 5-year-old, and she has a 2 or 3-year-old. And the only time she pays these kids attention is when she's pounding them, and then when she's drunk. But very talented. He's a football player. He's very talented, and he's 5. So he has a potential to make it big, but his living environment is not good. So we have to do that. And then look at this. Even look at the Zach Stacy. And that's another thing where a lot of athletes get caught up in the, you pounding on people that you have children with, pounding on your children. Come on, but we have to get them when they're young. The Bible says foolishness is in the heart of a child, but when you discipline them, that will drive it out. But you have to discipline them in love. You have to be consistent. And if it's two of you guys, both of you guys have to be on the same page. That's why when you're dating, before you get in a relationship with somebody you're gonna have children with, that you need to know your discipline styles. Because this person might don't believe in this, you believe in that, and then you guys not on the same page. That's just gonna be chaos. So this was such a tragedy when I heard this. It's really touched my heart, because I love football a lot, and I do love high school football. That's why I sponsor a few teams. So when I heard this, it was like, wow. So my condolences go out to this family. Whew, that's when you lose a child, that's something you will never be able to process. No matter how the child is, no matter how their life was, you'll never be able to process that. And that's a hurt that will never ever go away. So my condolences do go out to the family. But you who have your children now, please work on their character. Work on their morals and values. Make sure that they know they should not give into peer pressure. Sometimes these kids get caught up in peer pressure. They know they're not supposed to do it, but they do it because they're gonna clown them. They're gonna talk about it. They're gonna say, oh, they soft and different things like that. That's why you have to validate your children. You have to affirm your children. You gotta do it, because what they're getting in the world, what they're getting on TikTok, what they're getting on Instagram, that's superficial. That's not going to build you. That's not going to build resilience. Resilience is when you go through hard times, when stuff come your way, and you're able to bounce back. You don't give up. You don't want to, take yourself out. You don't get caught up. When you resilient, you know your life have meaning. You have somewhere to go. You have to be something in this life. So you're not going to take any type of chances. So we have to instill those things in these kids, because they don't come with them. And even if you didn't have it, somebody didn't do it for you, do it for your children. Do it for your children. Yes, you didn't have nobody validate you, nobody affirmed you, and different things like that. But do it for your children, so you can break that cycle. So that cycle doesn't go to the other generation. And this is what we have to do as parents. Whether you're a single parent, even if you're a single parent, if you are a strong single parent, you are consistent. And let me tell you something, I don't know how people do it, but you can't do it without God, especially if you're a single parent. You have to be consistent. If you're a strong single parent, you're consistent, you look to God, you will raise strong and healthy and role models in the society. And your children will not be a statistic. So this is all I have to say on this situation. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video.